Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, well done.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Well done, dear.
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm your host, Chance, and today we have Sergio and Lola with us talking about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're not in America reading books about Harry Potter.
They changed it in other countries?
Yeah, we're the only country that has Sorcerer's Stone.
What? Isn't in the book it's called Sorcerer's Stone too? That's weird.
Yeah, in the American version.
Wow.
They changed it because they thought Americans didn't know what a Philosopher's Stone was.
Well, a philosopher's the opposite of a sorcerer.
I guess it depends on your definition. Like they said in other countries, it actually means something different.
Mm.
Yeah, and they even went the extra mile by having every time that it's mentioned in the movie, have it either they reshot it to where she says Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone. So they had two different shots to the same scene.
That seems like a lot of effort, but hey, I guess now I know where the budget for movies goes.
I'm gonna give the audience a little context. So I was never a big Harry Potter fan growing up. I always liked the first movie because I was a kid when I first saw it in kindergarten. That was one of the three movies that they showed us on VHS at the camp at the class. So I just grew up with this movie. But I never wanted to watch the other ones because I felt like there was just too many to keep track of, and I thought they were boring after a while. They were way too long.
Coming from the guy who watched the entire Simpsons saga.
Yeah, because it's
Right.
The Simpsons. How the hell are you
way
comparing
less
Harry
than the
Potter to the Simpsons?
series.
Because Simpsons is longer than Harry Potter.
And it's still going. It hasn't stopped.
Neither has Harry Potter. They're still making a TV series. What's your point?
But they stopped with the movies. And the series is supposed to be different, like different actors and everything.
Oh yeah, they're rebooting the whole thing.
So once COVID hit, there was a Prime Day that happened on Amazon. I decided to buy the whole Harry Potter film collection for like $30 in 4K. I'm like, this is a steal. I could probably resell this. And I told Sergio that I got them. And since then, he's been saying, Chance, rewatch the movies. Rewatch all the Harry Potter movies. Or watch them, first of all. And I said, no, I want to sell them. It took me 5 years for me to start watching them.
And he still hasn't sold them.
Yeah, I'm keeping them for now.
That made no sense. Imagine buying movies just because they're on sale and then being like, yeah, I want to resell them.
Yeah,
the point of movies is to watch them.
It's called getting paid, Lola.
Well, if you resell them, you can't resell them for more.
Yeah, you can.
Why would you do that?
Because I want the money.
But the point is, someone's not going to buy it because they can find this whole collection for cheap.
Not if I wait until after the deal is done.
But wouldn't people who already wanted it have gotten it during that day?
No, shut up.
Yeah,
anyway, let's go into our initial
collection.
thoughts. We're going to our initial thoughts. We're skipping past it. We're not focused on this anymore. So,
okay,
Lola.
Yes.
What do you think about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone? Harry Potter 1. Just go Harry Potter 1.
I love it. It's awesome because I love anything magic related.
You're a big fantasy kind of fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fantasy fan. So no matter what, I feel like I would have liked it.
All right. What about you, Sergio?
To me, I grew up watching these a lot because I think I remember seeing some of them in theaters. And I have to say, being older and watching it now, I'm not only hit with a massive wave of nostalgia, I'm also recognizing a lot of things I did not realize scared me when I was a kid. This not only hits with a wave of nostalgia, but I'm also just felt with this kind of warm feeling you get when you see like a really good movie. You know, those kinds of movies that you see, like you don't really see anymore, where you can actually feel like they actually cared about the movie.
Yeah.
It feels weird that you don't see that anymore nowadays, or it becomes more rare.
Explain.
I don't get these kinds of feelings when I see movies more nowadays. Because you know, it's like other movies like how, well, Chance was talking about that War of Worlds movie that came out where it was just a really bad movie. I'm not sure if it's because I'm older and I'm paying more attention to the news, but it feels like more and more movies just aren't living up to the expectations. Whereas movies like these, they blow my mind every time I watch them.
I think I understand where you're coming from with this. While rewatching it this time, I did think that this movie had a really good timeless feel to it because it literally has like no current like technology or it doesn't focus on any modern slang or anything. It just focuses on the story. Hell, the majority of the movie takes place at a castle. There's not that much technology in the castle. I don't think there's any technology in the castle.
Yeah, that's one of the things why it feels timeless, even though it's like a fantasy setting. Because most of the technology that we think about that actually could be implemented in here is already implemented by magic. So there really is no use to actually use technology, which is why I think a lot of people do like this series, because no matter when you're watching it or how old you are, you're always drawn in by the fantasy aspect.
Yeah, and what got me invested into it, I'm guessing one of my thoughts now. So I hate to break it to you, Lola, but when I saw this movie, I was not interested in the magic part of it. I was interested in,
What?
yeah, I'm not a big fantasy guy.
Just
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tisk you when you said you like fantasy,
okay. I'll untisk my tisk.
but I know you still tisked. So you just tisked me. You can't untisk a tisk.
Well, fantasy's the best genre.
No,
Anyways, continue your
I
opinion.
highly disagree, but okay. So with this movie, what I liked about it growing up was the humor. And also I liked the effects. Even though it feels sometimes it doesn't feel real. Like the CGI is sometimes a little wonky on the human characters when they had to do something inhuman or very out there.
I mean, like the stunts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd argue the CGI holds up pretty well today. The only thing that felt a bit unreal to me when rewatching the movie was the unicorn blood scene. Like that, the unicorn blood did not look real.
Yeah. So
but I felt like everything else looked pretty believable.
yeah, so I want to get back on that. So I was talking to Lola as I was reading the book, and I mentioned to her that there was a point where there was a unicorn that died. There's a unicorn in there, and she was like, "There's a unicorn in Harry Potter." I'm like, "Yeah, it died. They're looking for his dead corpse. I mean, they come across it and it's dead." And she's like, "What? Why would you tell me this?" I don't think she remembered that,
Yeah,
that the
I
unicorn
love
died.
unicorns. I was so mad when they're like, "Yeah, there's this dead unicorn." I was like, "What? Why? That was unnecessary."
Well, it was kind of necessary in the movie and the
Well,
book.
necessary in the sense of there's a reason for it being there, but unnecessary in why would you kill one of the most mystical beings that ever?
Well, they explain why.
To prove how villainous the villain is.
Yeah, he's literally sucking a unicorn's blood. How do you can't be more evil than that?
All I'm saying is he could have used a needle and then got the blood. He didn't have to kill the unicorn.
Where
To
would
prove how it proves how vicious he is.
But I
a wizard
that
get a
there's
needle?
Point. I just didn't want to see the unicorn die. Even though technically we don't see it die. I'm just saying. I didn't want the dead unicorn, okay? I didn't want it to be dead.
The scene that caught my attention was when they're in the dark forest and they come across Voldemort drinking the unicorn blood. And watching that now, I'm like, this is freaking terrifying. Like you see him, like the professor, like just moving in this unnatural way, like a ghost, or like how I want to say the Dementors in the later movies. It feels so eerie and disturbing to watch, and I guess that's kind of the feel they're going for. And I'm like, this is actually terrifying. And then I remember these are kids that are watching this, and I'm like, wow, that actually scared me as a kid. Watching this, as I said before, I'm filled with so much nostalgia because I remember watching this as a kid.
Do you know how old you were?
Geez. This came out, like you said, over 20 years ago?
2001.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't born yet. So this one I saw on DVD when I was like 8, I think.
All right. After reading the book, watching this movie was so much more fun. I finally understand why people read books before they watch movies. I get it now. They didn't add anything in this movie. They just cut things out, which is a very rare thing in movies that are adapted into books. Because usually I have to add a lot of things into it. But to be fair, they cut things out. They cut a lot of things out. But the stuff they cut out is kind of small, except for one thing that bugged the shit out of me, which should I get into? Do we care about spoilers for a 24-year-old movie?
No. It's no, spoil it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Not that it can be spoiled, but yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the movie, when they're going through the trials, like Harry, Hermione, and Ron are going through the trials in the trap door, there's a stage where there's a fire and Hermione has to do another potion. There's a point where there's fire blocking them and Hermione makes a potion that's only enough vial for one person to use. That makes their blood ice so they can walk through the fire. And they cut that out of the whole movie. And what they changed it up to be was after Ron got attacked after the chess game, Harry told Hermione to stay with Ron and leave with him. instead of just focusing on that part. But to be fair, as I'm saying this, the movie is 2.5 hours long and it's already really way too long. So honestly, saying if they should add more things into it is kind of too much. Thinking about it out loud.
Especially compared to back then when movies weren't nearly this long.
Especially kids' movies.
Yeah, this is the extended cut that we were looking at.
Yeah, no, the extended cut's literally 7 minutes longer than the original cut. And the original cut's like an hour, like 2 hours and 33 minutes. So we really didn't, what they added in the extended edition was just small things from the book. Like the letters in the eggs, or the mom tie-dyeing Harry's clothes for school.
Or the part where Neville has his legs caught in a spell because he was being bullied by Malfoy. That was also added, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those stuff I do remember from the book when I read it like a long time ago when I was like in the 6th, 8th grade, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could help me out with this then, Sergio, because from your point of view, you read the book and you saw the movie. Did you feel different when you saw it? Did you see the book? Did you read the book before you watched the movie, or watch the movie before you read the book? Because you said you read the book in 8th grade.
Yeah, I watched the movie before I saw that because it was already on DVD, and my family had the DVD. It was like the original shorter version, and
okay.
I watched that, and I was like, wow, this is really cool because this is my first time experiencing like wizards and magic and that kind of stuff. So later on, when there was this book series, I was too young to read it, so there was like this book reading assignment where some of us got the Harry Potter books, and that's when I started reading it. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of different from the movie. I never paid really that much attention to it because then again, I was very young and I couldn't read properly.
Honestly, same here. I was one of those kids that tried reading books based off movies so I can watch the movies instead of reading the books for a class.
Yeah, I always found that like really difficult to try and get the story from the book because I would always find myself just wandering off the page.
I rented a book of How to Eat Fried Worms because I really liked the movie.
Ew.
No, Lola, it's not real.
Well, I just imagine you and you're like, I wonder what would be a good book today. Learning how to refry worms.
Yes, I like the book. I like the movie. But then the book is like almost nothing to do with the movie. And it got me really mad because I failed the test that they gave me for the book. I'm like, I don't need to watch this. I like the movie. I know the movie by from front and back. I can remember there's different types of worms that they eat.
Yeah. Not all movies are like the book.
Well, he knows that now.
Yeah, I know that now.
This makes me wonder if Narnia is just like the book.
No.
No? Dang.
You read the book, Sergio?
Sort of.
I almost have.
I think I did try to read the book, but the thing is, it's tricky. And I also saw a review based on the movies compared to the books, and I pretty much know what it is they were trying to do. And it did not work. Like
as in the movies were bad or the books were bad?
Okay.
Narnia.
So yeah, comparing like the Harry Potter to the Narnia books is that the movies in Harry Potter kept track of the storyline because it's one big arching story. But in Narnia, each book is kind of like its own thing. It continues with some overlapping characters, but they often like differ in age. So it was really hard to make a franchise out of that. Yeah. You know, like how in the Narnia movies, have you guys seen the other Narnia movies?
I didn't watch any Narnia movies.
How dare you?
I told you I don't like fantasy. Why would I watch a movie about a talking lion?
Because it's like,
what? First of all, Narnia is not just a talking lion. That's right. Lion King. Okay?
Oh yeah, also the centaur guy.
He's
not a centaur.
Which one?
What is he? A goat? Is he part man, part goat? What is he?
He's talking about Mr. Thomas.
The satyr.
Yeah, he's a satyr. Haven't you seen Hercules? Come on.
Yeah, I've seen Hercules, the Disney one.
Yes.
Yes.
Or a fawn if you've seen like Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the wheelchair guy. Wait, no, the guy James Bond. What's the name? The guy that played James Bond.
The wheelchair guy.
No, the guy that was in the wheelchair in the movie. You don't remember?
No, that's a centaur.
Pierce Bronson. That's his name.
That's a centaur.
Yeah.
What? Who am I talking? Who are you? Are you talking about? Wait, are you talking about his friend?
His friend with the crutches. The crutches.
Wait, I thought he was a goat.
No, he's a satyr or a faun. If you're depending on which mythology you're talking about.
Chance, I want you to look up right now what a satyr is.
Wait, no. Are you telling me that there's no centaurs in all of Narnia?
No, there are centaurs.
Well, then why are you getting mad at me about it? I did mention centaurs.
No. Listen, we're talking about Mr. Thomas, who is half goat.
Is half goat, which is a satyr.
I'm not talking about Mr. Thomas. I'm talking about the centaur.
Yeah, but the centaur doesn't.
Centaur isn't a main character in the movie. So
but he exists.
Mr. Thomas.
Wait, wait, why are you mentioning the centaur?
Right, he has nothing to do with the plot of the story.
I'm not talking about the plot. I wouldn't know. I didn't watch the movie.
No, we're asking like why you mention him because like he shows up in a few shots, but he's not anything special to the movie.
Yeah, he's like
maybe because
a random side character.
Maybe because that's all I know about Narnia. There's a centaur man. There's a lion that roars, that talks, that like Liam Neeson, and they go through a wardrobe.
Yeah, because Liam Neeson is the lion who is technically a god.
Yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like Jesus, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mufasa could never.
I know that.
But anyway,
But speaking of centaurs, there's a centaur in this movie, in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, or Harry Potter 1.
Yeah,
yes, they take up the same amount of screen time.
No, they don't. In the book, they had more. There was 2 centaurs in the book.
There was 2?
There was 2. The whole thing was, I thought it was funny. So what happened was, like in the movie, they have one centaur come by saying, hey, you shouldn't be here. Like this is a unicorn blood here. This is for someone that's going to kill you. Do you know one was coming trying to kill you? Like Voldemort? Yeah, he's coming for your ass. And
he does that in the movie.
Yeah, in the book, he's about to take him on his back and tell him to leave and take him out of the forest. And another centaur comes by saying, what the hell are you doing with a human on your back? And starts talking to him and saying like, hey, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this, man. This is not part of the code. And then just these 2 centaurs arguing back and forth about what's right to do. Meanwhile, Harry Potter just looking like in the middle of them like, what the fuck is going on between right now?
This makes me question what centaur code would be.
I think I can actually answer that based on the mythology, but I'm not sure if you guys want me to get into that.
Yeah, we're trying to get sidetracked a little bit.
Okay. But I know I was making a point earlier that the CGI isn't that bad. But I remember thinking, wow, the centaurs look more like gremlins than centaurs.
I had a Mandela effect. I thought that they were like a mixed human CGI hybrid. I didn't know that they'd be fully CGI. I forgot about that.
But I do think the forest atmosphere helps because you're like, yeah, it makes sense that they're here. But sometimes when I was watching the movie, I was like, why does he look like that? Should he look like that?
Yeah.
And then also, was it just me? Or did he feel short? A centaur is supposed to be part horse. Horses are tall. Did he look short?
He's also part human, so humans are pretty short.
No, I thought that he was pretty tall because I remember when they were showing that scene in the forest where he just saved Harry Potter, they went to a really high angle, but then they kind of went down to Harry's angle and you can see the centaur bending down to talk to him face to face.
Oh,
so I think that's what was happening.
Yeah, that's probably.
Because then once the Hagrid comes back and sees Harry and says hello to the centaur, you see him stand straight back up and you see how tall he is.
Yeah, no, that centaur is huge.
Yeah. I see it. So that's one.
This surprised me because based on what I know, based on centaur mythology, actually centaurs are very violent.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, there goes my hopes of befriending a centaur.
Actually, you could befriend a centaur. It actually happens a few times in mythology, so it's possible.
Okay.
Yes, all I need is an apple.
Anyway. So.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But another point, this had to do with something you actually said earlier, Chance, about Harry Potter's group breaking the rules. I just want to talk about, yes, he breaks the rules, but also the school does too. They made it a point to say the kids are not allowed in the dark forest, but then they're like, actually, for your punishment, you're going to the dark forest.
Okay, now you mention it. Thank you for reminding me. I want to talk about how fucked this school is.
Exactly.
Like, Hogwarts is so messed up. There's so many times where they are hypocrites and whenever one of the students gets in trouble, they play favorites so fucking easy, so many times in this whole series. It's not even funny. Like clearly Dumbledore has likes Harry Potter. Like that's like his favorite student. No matter what happens, there's always ends up in Harry Potter's favor. Even if shit's going down, like there's like over 5 times in the books that he not 5, I'm over exaggerating, but there's a lot of times in the first book alone where he should have gotten expelled. There's so many, let me run down the list.
Yes,
No,
run down the
because-
list.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Sure. So look, from at the top of my head, there's a point where after the scene where they're doing the broom training, where they're flying on the brooms, and Malfoy takes Neville's ball and throws it away. He comes back down, and they're about to argue and fight, and Malfoy says, "You know what? We'll have a wizard's duel." And so then Harry and Ron and Hermione sneak out in the middle of the night to midnight to the place that they planned on, and Malfoy's not there, and he set him up, and then I think Professor McGonagall catches them, or Filch catches them and gets them in trouble and takes them out, saying that this past curfew, that's not fair. You guys get all lose points. That's rule number 1. Second one, when Hagrid, he has his dragon. In the book, he has his dragon for a couple of weeks and is stressing all the Ron, Harry, and Hermione out because they're helping him keep it a secret by raising him. And it gets too big, so they give him to Ron's brother that's dealing with dragons. They mention it in the movie, barely. And so they plan on having him up in the roof and sneaking the dragon up in the roof, putting an invisibility cloak over him, and trying to have him picked up with other people that they're meaning to take with them. But when the Malfoy is listening to this whole plan get planned out outside the door, and snitches on and tells Professor McGonagall, but Professor McGonagall doesn't believe in him and just thinks that they're sneaking out. She doesn't know there's a dragon. So when he catches them, they say, "Yeah, you know what? Points off for all of you for ditching out last night, and points off for you too, Malfoy, because you snitched on them, and you're also out last night. So you're all in trouble. You're all going to the Black Forest because of this. You're all gonna die." I'm not gonna go on a list of all the other ones. I'm just leave it at that because they didn't have that in the movie, and I thought that was not fair that they cut that part out because they mentioned the dragon, but the next scene they say, "Oh, he's gone now. I miss him." That's it. They don't explain why they're in the Black Forest. They cut out that whole scene. I mean, they changed it, but you know what I mean, right?
There's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason, but that's not that reason.
Yeah, the rules do not make sense at all.
Honestly, I don't even think they tally up the points. I think they just are like plan out who they like the most in the team or in that division, because
I think those are just some.
What?
I thought those were just some plot holes that were just ignored by the author, like J.K. Rowling ignored to give this kind of story that they were trying to give. Mostly because I understand why they would want to keep Harry inside the castle, because compared to everywhere else, that's the safest place for him to be, even though there's danger around every corner. Because at least at that point, they can keep an eye on him because he's being hunted by one of the most infamous wizards in history.
True.
Yeah, but also the fact I'm focusing on the wrong thing now. But with Hogwarts, even with the classes, they got Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I know them. Let me finish. God. Anyway, just kidding. So we have those teams, but Slytherin is known for being the assholes, and Gryffindor seem like they're the ones that are the heroes. I'm just saying that because I'm not saying that just because Harry is in Gryffindor and Malfoy is in Slytherin, because also I think Harry's parents were also in Gryffindor.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and Malfoy's was also in Slytherin, but also Voldemort was in Slytherin.
Yes.
Why not change the teams or just find a way to make it seem like it's not favoritism where you can literally just tell the name Slytherin. It's not like a snake. Snakes are bad.
I think again that was a story plot point that the author put, J.K. Rowling, because they immediately have, like, people have stated in their book that they purposely make Slytherin to be those kinds of people, even though the actual principles of that house aren't all that bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and the Sorting Hat themselves, to be fair, said you could do great things in the House of Slytherin.
Yeah. Well, I think they just had to say that because they're kids and they're going to school.
But also,
just imagine going to Hogwarts and you're excited to go there, and you end up in the class where where all the assholes are and douches are.
That's another theory that people have put out about the series, where they think that Slytherin is mostly full of those kinds of people, mostly due to peer pressure and expectation, basically. Because if you put on Slytherin, you're basically the only way to get into Slytherin without having any of like those kinds of principles is to come from a very really renowned house. Basically, it depends on your bloodline.
It's like rich
So-
assholes.
Yes.
Basically.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so even if they're not assholes or something like that, they have to come from a pretty prestigious family because they're pure bloods, to say.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
oh,
one
so
of the
Slytherin's full of pure bloods.
Yes.
But Gryffindor has mixed breeds, kind of.
Sort of.
Except
Every house-
Ron's family.
No,
because
Ron's
they're
parents are
all
technically
magic.
pure blood. Technically, they're
Yeah,
pure bloods.
that's what I mean.
Mhm.
But the thing is that you have to be pure blood in order to get into Slytherin. There are no mixed bloods allowed in Slytherin, and all other
That's
houses
crazy.
except both pure bloods and mixed bloods.
Oh, okay. See, I'm learning now. This is actually
Wow.
helping me. So
Yeah. And plus, it doesn't help the fact that the other houses are kind of made as side characters. We don't even really meet anyone else in the houses. Not that I in the other houses.
I think that's also a problem with the story, like how they focus mostly on that. I think in the books they might
they
have given
don't.
more.
Not in the first one. I mean,
Oh, well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if they actually ever do that, because the fact is the movies had to focus on the main trio, and they're only in Gryffindor, so they only hang out with other Gryffindors.
Mhm.
And in the books, I think they might mention a few things. I haven't read all of them, but then again, they would still probably have to focus on the main trio.
yeah. I mean, it helps make the place a lot bigger, but I mean, it's a school, so I mean, I don't know. Is there any parts in particular you want to talk about that you had thoughts about?
I think the Quidditch. That sport, I remember when I first watched that movie, I was thinking to myself, if the snitch is how you win the game, what's the point of the rest of the game? If you get the snitch, you automatically win.
Well, it's the hardest part. It's the hardest thing to get.
I thought because of how small it is, it's really incredibly hard to find because it's always zipping around the entire field.
That's why
So
you
they,
just said.
and since like it's almost impossible to catch, like how you said, Chance, that they have to at least score some points, because otherwise it could go on for hours and no one would probably even win.
There was one point in the book where they mentioned that there was a game that took over 3 months and they had to substitute people by going to sleep and having substitutes.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
See, I'm a full on Harry Potter nerd now, damn it.
Yeah. Next time we go to Universal, we should get like our own robes.
Yes, we're getting robes, wands, butterbeer. Actually, no, I want to mention this. It's a very off-topic thing, but last time I went to Harry Potter World at Universal, I went to the bathroom and I heard a little girl laughing, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Turns out,
It's learning mortal.
yeah, I get now that there's like it's a reference like the books and the movies where like there's a ghost in the bathrooms. But imagine not knowing this when you go into that bathroom.
I mean, I feel like you were one of the few that didn't know. She's like a really big character.
I just don't remember. Well, I'm not thinking of Harry Potter when I go and take a shit. I'm there to go shit. I'm not thinking, oh, I wonder what reference is gonna be in the bathroom stall.
In a section of the theme park
mean,
where everything
yeah.
is.
I'm not thinking about where I am. I just want to shit.
But you're the same guy who also ends up bringing up countless movies.
Not in the
references
bathroom.
anywhere.
Yes, in the bathroom.
And
You only hear me in the
would know if
bathroom
he goes
going-
with you.
You don't hear me go in the bathroom yelling, "Great Scott!"
Well,
You don't hear
I
me
hope
doing
you-
that. I don't do that.
Well, you don't yell at Great Scott in general.
Exactly.
mhm.
That's not the point. See, oh my god.
You know, I feel like that'd be really funny though. I just imagine somebody going in the bathroom and yelling, "It's morphin time."
Anyway, but back to Harry Potter.
I would just like to say I appreciate in how many scenes that Draco Malfoy is humbled. Like in the first scene where we meet him, and he's like, "You know, I could teach you a thing or two about what good friends are." And then Harry's like, "Actually, no thanks." I thought that was funny. And then right after that, Draco just makes it his life mission to make Harry's life miserable just because he didn't want to be friends.
He's basically Lex Luthor.
Yep.
I remember
Pretty
in the
much.
book they met earlier, like when
They
Harry,
did?
yeah, when Harry and Hagrid were in Diagon Alley, they went to one of the stores and they saw Malfoy in there, and they're talking to him saying, hey, yeah, you're a Potter boy, right? Yeah, your dad died and shit from Voldemort. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Anyway, you're not with that fucking weirdo out there, right? And you see Hagrid like, hey, I got you a wand or some shit like that. I think that's what it was. It was something out there was making fun of Hagrid. He's like,
But
you're
no no wonder why he hates him.
Wow. Yeah. Plus, if you think about it, Draco is just his cousin, except
What?
he isn't a glutton. His cousin, Harry Potter's cousin, who's a big bully. I forgot his name.
Oh,
but
you
he's
mean-
in the beginning of the movie?
oh, you mean Dudley?
Dudley.
Yeah. Draco's just Dudley.
No,
But Lunar
Dudley's a lot
and-
worse.
That is true. That he's a lot worse.
I guess that's true. I mean, he literally stomped on the stairs to be like,
No, that's
"Get
not
up
it.
there."
He ran down the stairs and ran back up in the middle of the stairs to stomp on it. So he could have left. He could have walked away.
Oh, and you didn't. And don't forget to mention that he just pushed him back in and wouldn't tell him to get out, and just slammed the door on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That little shit. I mean, it's one of the fair parts of the movie, but it's still fucking cruel.
That was one of the things I didn't like during the series, especially because in the beginning of the first Harry Potter movie, one of the main teachers is like, are you sure you want to give it to them? I understand they're muggles, but these are the worst muggles ever. And Dumbledore just doesn't listen. He's like, but family.
Yeah.
Literally, he's just Dom
Yeah,
Toretto. Like,
that's the crazy part
family?
too. Yeah, like when in a book, the way they describe it is like, hey, Professor McGonagall, how you doing? Oh yeah, I just checked on these people today. How about you? Oh yeah, we're cool. So anyway, remember those former students of ours that got married? Yeah, they died to Voldemort. He's gone. They're dead. And their baby is with me. I mean, being sent by Hagrid all the way over here to be stayed with these terrible parents, these terrible aunt and uncle. And like,
exactly.
and Professor McGonagall's like, are you fucking serious? Don't do this. I've been watching them all day as a cat. Don't do this. They're terrible people. Like, oh, don't worry. I'll write this all in a letter. They'll understand all this. Like, no, that's not going to help anything.
Exactly. That makes me so mad. Like, you couldn't have placed him with a better family. And then especially because Dumbledore obviously likes him. I'm like, Dumbledore, can't you just adopt him? Like, somebody, please. You cannot keep going back to these horrible people.
Yeah, because he's with those terrible people, they don't want him to even have any mention of magic since they know about their snooty sister, like the snooty sister. She was like the best one since she knows magic. They're gonna treat her like shit, treat him like shit because of his mom.
I think that was the reasoning behind why they let them with him, because he wanted nothing to do with the magic world, so that they kept them as far away from it as possible. So I guess in that way, they sort of acted as a protective barrier between him and anyone who wanted to find out about him, because everyone in the magical world knows about Harry.
Oh, so you're saying that Dumbledore put Harry with those people because they don't even want them to be acknowledged that he exists. So it's like a sort of a barrier for anyone that somewhat might be interesting finding out who Harry Potter is.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to what happened in in the Percy Jackson, the story of the Olympians, with the demigods. Basically, when they are with like normal people who have nothing to do with the gods, it sort of acts as a barrier to them because of the mist, which is why I remember them at the beginning of the movie. Dumbledore said, all the more reason to leave him with them, so he goes up far away from the world.
I guess, but he could have given him to any normal family, and it would have had the same result, just less emotional abuse.
Probably, but also I remember in the books that a lot of weird stuff does happen around Harry, and I'm not sure how a normal person who knows nothing about the wizarding world would react to that.
Yeah, that's why that's why they always are mad at him. This in the books, it's not him with the glass breaking into or disappearing at the zoo. That's not the first occurrence in the books. There's like other occurrences that he couldn't explain.
Yeah, that's the thing though. But I feel like if someone who wasn't at least aware of it, because the family, his aunt and uncle, they at least know that there is a wizarding world, and they want to keep him away from that because they don't want to acknowledge any of that. They want to live their lives, even though they're completely terrible to him. But I feel like someone who doesn't know nothing about that would probably go insane after a little bit, because the whole rule about Hogwarts and the wizarding world is to keep muggles away from their magic world. But they at least know a little bit about it, but they know that they want nothing to do with it. So I guess to them, that's the best chance to also stay hidden.
Shit, you kind of explain a lot of things for me now, because I was also going to mention why were they...
Fair, I feel like somebody is like, they're ignorant to magic. They don't know what it is. They would just attribute it to coincidence.
That's what Harry did. It's like, I don't know what happened. It was like magic. So shut the
Yes.
fuck up.
But like you said in the books, it happens more than once. It's not just a few random things here and there that just can't be explained. It's happened on a frequent basis enough that I feel like if it was anyone else who who doesn't even know about the Wizarding World, probably would have attributed to something like, I don't know, God, or maybe they might have went insane and might have sent something to the wrong person.
You see, I feel like the only thing that would drive me crazy is the talking to snake thing. I feel like, he's talking to snakes, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, they-
Seems pretty stuff.
I feel stupid, but I have a slight memory. Did they explain why he can talk to snakes?
Yes.
They explained that in the second movie.
Okay, thank God, because I
Which
was
is
watching it this time again. Like,
favorite
wait,
movie in the series. I love that one.
wait, you like Chamber of Secrets more than the other ones?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Oh,
But to be fair, I haven't seen the whole series in a while. But that
Oh,
one's
dear.
always been my favorite. What do you mean, oh dear?
I think
What's
there's
the
only
best
one
one?
good answer for the best one in the franchise. Sergio, can you, on count of three, can we both say the best movie of the franchise? 'Cause I think we both had the same one.
Yes.
On
Watch
three.
You guys say two different
One,
movies.
2, 3. Harry
Prisoner of
Potter and the
Azkaban.
Prince of Azkaban. Yes.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
What do you mean? We'll see. It's true.
Well, we're gonna have to watch the whole
We'll
series,
see.
and then we're gonna give our thoughts about that.
It's so good. You need to rewatch it, Lola. I'll say
Well,
Sergio.
I have the whole collection. It's just the second one's always been my favorite.
Second one's been my least favorite.
What? That's crazy.
Well, from what I remember, and also I'm in the middle of rereading this. I'm in the middle of reading the second book now, so I might be forgetting if things get changed in the movie. But so far in the book, it's reminding me of what happened in the movie where Dobby's in it. Like that's the first time we're introduced to Dobby.
Dobby. I like Dobby.
I hated Dobby when I first saw him. I
Dobby's
remember-
Golem, but better.
No.
Yes. You said
No.
you haven't even seen Lord of the Rings, so you can't say that.
You haven't. Wait, have you seen it?
Yeah, I just didn't finish it, but I've seen
Well, you-
bits and pieces. Let me explain, because my mom really loves Lord of the Rings. So technically, I've probably seen a great chunk from each movie.
Well, if that case, I must have seen all the movies in multiple times. My dad owns all the movies and shows them in repeat.
Well, to be fair, I said pieces. I've seen bits and pieces of
Yeah, me too.
each movie.
But I'm just saying, Dobby sucks in the first movie. And in the second movie, I did not like him.
Say that. How dare you say that?
No,
I
because
think we're gonna have to.
I'm siding with Harry on the situation. That's why. Because from what I remember, the reason that pissed me off so much was this house elf came out of nowhere and says, like, after a shitty summer with him being all alone, with no one messaging him or sending him letters, none of his friends, and he's all alone, like, oh shit, I can't wait to go back to Hogwarts. And you see this house elf come up out of nowhere in your bed, nonetheless, and he's saying, oh yeah, you can't go back to Hogwarts. You cannot go. And turns out that he had all the letters that was sent to you throughout the whole summer from your friends. He had them all.
But to be fair, I feel like that's not Dobby's fault.
That is his fault. No.
Because isn't Dobby held to be obedient to his master, and the master is Draco Malfoy's dad?
I don't care if he was just following orders. I'm gonna shoot the messenger.
What? That's crazy. Dobby has to do what he says.
No.
I think that we're gonna have to save that for when we watch the second movie, because that's a lot of stuff we have to unpack.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
But I would like the record to go straight that Dobby is awesome and Chance is crazy.
No, I'm not. It's the other way
Untrue.
around. Dobby is crazy and sucks, and I mean, I like him in the later movies, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how I hate him in the second movie. So now, as
Okay.
it stands, in the second movie, I do not like him.
All right, now back to the first one.
Yes, back to Harry Potter and his Sorcerer / Philosopher's Stone.
Yes.
Did we talk about everything we wanted to in this movie?
No, there's more. So the scene where Harry gets his letter or letters.
Yes, that's so funny. I love it.
Yes,
It just
owls.
keeps coming. Yes, the
One-
scene where there's just millions of owls around the house.
one thing
I
that
love it.
they got rid of from the original book was after a couple letters go into Harry addressed to the bottom of the stairs, they
Mhm.
say, oh, yeah, we can have this. We're gonna put Harry upstairs in Dudley's room, and Dudley stays downstairs. And
Oh.
next thing you know, some of the letters slide in, and it says, and it's addressed to the top of the stairs, like in his Dudley's room.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, and
Why wasn't that in the movie?
I have no
remember.
idea. Wasn't it? Didn't it cut Sergio?
No, in the extended cut, they just showed like a bunch of like letters just going through, and the egg scene.
Yeah, that egg scene was in the book. I remember that.
That is a good detail because yeah, they do that with his letter. Not top of the stairs, but I think they write something like
And-
Yeah, they
specifically
right to the bottom of the stairs. Yeah.
And also, what they did was I think they just gave him that room because in the second movie, he like that's where Dobby is. Like Dobby's just in his bed, and I know damn well they couldn't fit a bed and a house elf and a Harry in that bed. So I think also they were scared of him, and we're like, and since I mean, from what I remember, Harry does not tell them that he can't do magic outside camp, outside
Of course. Why would he
Hogwarts.
do that? Terrorize them.
Yeah, exactly. So he's fucking with them all summer until that fucking Dobby comes over and ruins everything and gets the letters. Yeah, yes, Dobby. Yeah, you sound shocked, but no, because of him, it kind of sparked something in Hogwarts where they slid a letter saying, "Oh yeah, you fucked up. You used magic, so now you're in trouble."
No, that happens in a different movie.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's not the same movie, Dave.
That's in 2.
No.
That's in the
No.
book.
Shh.
It's in the book.
Maybe they
That's
changed that in the
the book.
movies because I remember him getting that letter at a different time.
Well, it happened
Yeah.
right after Dobby dropped the pudding on the floor.
Well, like
He's
that's what
not
I'm saying.
kidding.
That's what I'm saying. We should probably stop that
I guess.
for when we watch that movie because we have a lot of details to go over.
I guess, because I'm getting more pissed off now thinking about it.
Okay, look, how about this? We're gonna finish this, and then we're gonna go watch the second movie, and then we'll put out that episode.
No, I need to finish
Yeah.
reading it. Damn it!
Then
I'll-
finish reading it.
Just,
Just finish it. There are audiobooks.
no.
listen.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
authentic.
Authenticity.
Low key. you're
Low key,
probably-
what? What? Low key.
Your wizard chance.
Low key, you're a wizard, Harry.
Imagine if a Hagrid just said that, like, okay, you're wizard Harry.
Then it would have been more memeable because that's already the most quoted thing from this movie.
I beg to
Yeah.
differ. No, not
heard so
me,
many people say
not
that.
Hermione, you.
I don't remember
That
that.
one's a good one.
Should we go to our ratings?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so I'll guess I'll start. I'll give this movie 4.5 stars out of 5. Initially, I gave it 4 stars because I thought it was good, really good movie. But then again, I was a kid and I was annoyed at how everyone loves Harry Potter so much. So like I didn't really care that much until I watch it now and understand because I read the book. I finally get it. I understand why people love him. I understand why people in the world love him and why they're obsessed with his story. I get it now. I'm a believer. I'm a wizard believer.
He finally gets it.
Yeah, but Dobby still sucks. What about you, Sergio? Lola?
What the heck?
We're not even on the movie yet.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Anyway.
What?
We're not even on there yet.
We're not there yet, but I'm just putting my thoughts out there. I know what happens later in the movies. I know what happens to him. I know what he does, and I love him for it. I love him later in the movies, but now as it stands in the upcoming movie we have to deal with, I don't like him. And I'm
Okay,
introduced to him like
so-
that.
Mm.
Oh jeez. All right. My rating, I think I would also get it a 4 out of 5 mostly because we watched the extended edition, and like you said, it felt longer than it should be. But it was a very interesting story that, even though with how long it is and with how old it is and the nostalgia and everything, it just feels refreshing to watch.
All right. What about you, Lola?
I would give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Going back and watching it, it's still as good as I remember, even though sometimes the CGI can be a little wonky at times. I really love the character.
Wonky at times. Hell, every time that there's a human flying, it looks terrible.
Oh my gosh, it's not that.
Oh my. Okay, I'll pull up the scene then. Hold on. Remember the scene where Neville was flying in the air with the broom,
Which one?
Remember
where he was uncontrollably
Fire
flying.
Boy and wait, no, Fire Girl and Shark Boy.
This is not Shark Boy,
Lava
Lava
Girl
Girl.
and Shark
Look,
Boy.
look at this.
It could be worse though.
It could, Lola.
It could. I feel like the CGI was great for its time. You gotta
Certain
remember,
things
this
were
movie's
great.
Like
A lot of things looked really good. in this
24
movie.
years old. It's as old as you.
I'm not saying anything after that, Lola.
I didn't even hear what she said.
She said I'm 24 years old. That's not true.
Okay.
Making me older than I am.
A little bit older than you. It's a little bit older. Whoa.
Shit, 2 years.
But not
older.
that much.
2 years is a big
No.
difference. A lot of things could happen in 2 years.
I thought it was older than
I don't
by
think you
3.
should be saying that, Chance.
What do you mean? Okay, well, you can't just say that without understand. What do you mean by that?
I feel like we should end it right now.
What do you mean?
Oh my god. Oh my.
Guys, we need to end this right now because it's getting a bit long, and I don't know how much your card can handle.
Okay, fine. God, what way to welcome me back to the fucking States? I'm Chance.
But you've been in the States.
Shut up. They don't know that.
You said you were in the States. You said you're in Pennsylvania.
I mean, this state, jackass, California.
So you're doxing yourself?
No. Oh yeah, right. Because if I just say California, they'll know exactly where I am. Because that's such a small state. Anyway, I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And I'm Lola.
Have
we're
a cinematic day. Shut up. What? Wait, what? What the fuck do you say?
You're a wizard, Harry.
We're wizards.
From the wizarding world of Uranus.
Oh Jesus! What the hell?
Oh my god. That's what we're leaving it on. Okay, good. Okay, bye guys.